Hey everyone, I decided to do sort of a bonus read, like a collective read on this new series I've started about how will you become famous. I'm not sure if it's possible to speak for such a large group, but I'm trying it out. So it'll maybe resonate with only one person, but that's fine. As long as it resonates. So I'm drawing out of the Moonology deck, getting one card, a lunar phase, to maybe get an idea of the timing, if possible. I'm gonna tilt the camera. I'm using different decks. I'll do all the shuffling, get all the cards. It'll take a few minutes to get set up, and then we'll do the reading. So please stick around. Thank you. Hold on. I'm not going anywhere, but hope you're not. Here. Two. One says, don't let pride get in the way. Full moon in Leo. And be bold and make the first move. Cardinal moon. That's really interesting because it's sort of don't be prideful but yet be bold, right? So there's a thin line between the two almost. It's different, but you can almost read it as there could be a thin line between being prideful and being bold. This one is the Triad Oracle. We're gonna get ideally one card, but we'll see what comes out. Oh. Error. Error is mistake. Okay. That's interesting. Don't be taken aback. Once all the cards are out, it'll make sense. There's a reason for everything, so don't freak out. This one is a makeshift deck, French keywords on blank cards. I will translate, of course, just as I did. This deck was also in French. That was quick. Branche, it means branch. I've had this for Taurus, and I've also pulled it for, I think it was, I forget, there was another sign that got it. And let's get some tarot. You know what? Before I draw the tarot, I'm gonna get one more card here on this word. I feel I need more clarity. I mean, I have an idea of how to interpret it, which would be the same way I did prior, but for the other signs. But for you, I'm wanting to get clarity. Oh, okay. Now we get a novel. It's interesting because I'm gonna, I don't know, you won't see, but I want to create like a tree, right? So I'm gonna create branches with the word branch. So let me show you the words that came out. We have douceur is softness, mystère is mystery, and milieu is middle. Okay, let's draw some tarot. I'm laughing because I have a mini tree here. Okay, I'm gonna get, like I did for the other signs, for you collective, mini piles of tarot cards. Maybe just 2 in this case, because there's so many cards here with the tree that and maybe, I was gonna say maybe not, but yes. Okay. Okay, this group of 3 is 4 of Pentacles, 10 of Swords in reverse, Queen of Swords in reverse. You can always already sense, I almost want to say I can already sense the mistake. Another group of 3, Page of Pentacles, Devil in reverse, in reverse. And the 5 of Pentacles. Give me a quick minute. I'm trying to sense something here. Okay. I was debating if I was going to pull more tarot. I'm going to draw 1 more card. Hopefully I can get really just 1. 4 of Wands in reverse. Okay. So let me put it like this. Separate, because I pulled it last. So we had the card middle. I'm really wanting to emphasize the middle card here for both groups. I want to point out that with the word branch, the way I created a mini tree, and then I'm seeing this apple. And there's a branch here, right? So it feels like something that was, I mean, I can't help but to see that the apple has been bitten as well, so it reminds me of Adam and Eve, but it also reminds me of biting into the poisonous apple like in Snow White. I feel that the apple is here on the Page of Pentacles. It was offered just like the Snow White tail. I'm giving you in a almost like in a just an array of messages of what's coming up for me, but I'm not yet integrating them, but I just feel the need to say them. I'm also seeing here this 4 rods and this mini tree I created as 4 cards. And we have the Four of Pentacles at the onset, at the onset of the reading, and another four at the end, right? So there's something about 444, the fourth day of the month, the fourth month of the year, being 44 years old. Also 44 is the number associated with the planet Pluto. So hence maybe why there's like so much destruction. I'm sensing destruction, not that it's there's no tower, but you have the Ten of Swords in reverse, you have the Devil in reverse. These are, even if they're in reverse, they were potentially very difficult energies to work with. So prior to this mistake, right, they were difficult to handle. Plutonic energy, it's like the it's like the atomic bomb, right? It's to be handled with care. It's to be handled softly, delicately, with douceur. Douceur was I think this situation involved a lot of mystery, which is quite Plutonian as well in terms of energy, because it's one of the the modern ruling planet of Scorpio, which is a secretive sign. You know, it's interesting. Whatever happened would have happened in the time of around the time of the season of Leo. I don't know how to say, like, you know, end of July, begin August, like the part of the month of August. I have to say that because the cards are a lot of cards in reverse, a lot of cards of holding back, betrayal, bondage, cutting ties with the Queen of Swords in reverse. I know the cards are in reverse, right? Like, so, and I usually apply specific significations, you know, for either or, but in this particular reading, I'm just using the main energies, I guess. That's how I'm just choosing to do so, because it feels right. I actually feel here that there was no real cutting out, but at the same time, that's what resulted, right? There was no real betrayal, but that's what it felt like. Because the mistake was holding back and being closed off. But the energies of the card here, of the Queen of Swords and the Ten of Swords, are still like, the result is the same as if the cards were upright. Maybe also the mistake was like, being too bold. Remember I told you there's a thin line between being prideful and bold. Also, the Queen of Swords, she's usually a good communicator, but being in reverse, I don't think there was good communication at all, if any. And it points to me to the card of mystery, which would have been something hidden, so not being said, so you wouldn't have had the information, you wouldn't have had the memo. But then again, it could still be perceived as it could be one-sided, it could be that not that there was no information, but maybe it just wasn't received, right? She just didn't receive it, or how can I put it? Interpret it. Maybe she didn't interpret it correctly. That was the mistake. So the apple was offered. It's devil in reverse. It's interesting. You know, I go back to the apple, not just, so I mentioned Snow White, but I also mentioned Adam and Eve. So when Eve bit the apple, both Adam and Eve were thrown out of the kingdom of heaven. So it's a little bit like knowing and feeling what it's like to do something. So it was associated to a sin, and what is you know, a sin is devilish, or you know, however you want to see things, but it's considered wrong. Or so I mean, the devil kind of embodies that, right? Something that is and what could have been wrong was either being too prideful, being too bold. Also, what was wrong was the mistake. I mean, a mistake is by definition something that didn't go well. It went wrong. So, you know, it feels like two people were left out in the cold, basically. Adam and Eve were left out in the cold, both of them. And so it created a lot of unhappiness, a lot of instability. It's a sad tale, really sad. The only thing positive, kind of, is by having built this mini tree here with the cards, it reminds me, of course, of the tree of life. And it's like a life, it's part of life, you know. You could obviously see it as a lesson, you know, usually you learn from your mistakes, of course, that's the easy thing to say, but it feels, especially with the mystery card, the way, let me show you. the cards are placed like this, right? So the mystery being on top like that, what I sense is that it's the mysterious ways of the heavens or the universe, how it works, right? There's a reason. If you want to be philosophical or even spiritual about it, and interestingly, the middle card, like the word middle, it could have been like an experience, like a middle experience, right? It's something on your path that is there, like it's in the it's before something else, right? So it's in the middle of the next big thing. So the next big thing being, we're supposed to read fame here. And apologies, I sort of never kind of mentioned it, but because the cards are so special on this read, that now reaching the end, I'm able to tell you that whatever the cards here are expressing that middle experience, the one before the big break. So does it really answer the question, how will you become famous? Maybe by going through this experience, you know, as a passage. Not an easy one, but I want to say one that is, with the mystery card, I just heard Akashic Records. It was written. Anyway, I'll leave it here, collective. I appreciate you. Thank you for listening in, watching the video. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much.